Welcome to this edition of Llbn Weekend Review. I'm Marlon Paley.
I'm Gannon Hanna, and it's good to be with you again on this wonderful Sabbath day.
Well, this is an opportunity to take all of you behind the scenes of the works of Llbn. From Sunday to Monday to Tuesday, all through the week, you get to see people in front of the camera. But this is our opportunity to introduce you to a very few committed individuals in the service of our Lord. Isn't that right, Ken?
Oh, Marlon, I agree with you 100%. What a wonderful, precious volunteers, professionals actually. I mean, we often use the word volunteers, and people would assume a volunteer may not have the experience. We have quite a few people here who are professional volunteers, and we're so grateful for their partnership in this ministry.
Indeed, volunteers encumbers the complete range of people, from amateurs to professionals in all kinds of fields, lawyers, doctors, surgeons, and even some broadcast people have joined Llbn, and their talents are so valuable to this ministry, because we need the experience of those kind of people to lead our volunteers and to steer them in to being a professional volunteer here in the broadcasting of Llbn.
That's right. Who are we highlighting today?
Well, let's start off with a guy that is really committed to the ministry. He's committed to the work of the Lord in all aspects. He works for the Lord in his church and in his home and his family and his job. Also, he commits valuable time to the Loma Linda Broadcasting Network. Some of you know him as John Foreman, and John Foreman is quite a man, isn't he, Adam?
You know, you picked a good choice for this week, because John Foreman is a good man indeed. He's also a professional broadcaster, and we're lucky to have him on the team of Llbn.
His ministry encompasses every type of program. For example, Christian Connections. You see him preparing for that broadcast as we speak, as a matter of fact. And he also helps out on the weekends with Sterling and the gang, working on programs like Gathering Place. Have you ever heard of that program? Gathering Place has been a staple of how long?
Oh, Marlon, the Gathering Place started as a smaller group originally, and I think that was well over 7 or 8 years ago. And it's one of our most liked programs by our viewers. The number of participants in that program has just grown from few to much larger group. And I was not aware that John was involved in that project as well. We have so many projects, I've lost track.
Well, he's a great go-to guy in an emergency if someone's traveling or sick. He's not a regular member, but that's what he brings to his ministry at Llbn. He's available. He is available when we need him, and that goes a long way. You know, we were talking to John not too long ago, and we asked him to tell us a little bit about himself.
I actually started working in broadcasting at a very early age. I was 12 years old when I started working for Pastor J.L. Tucker at the Quiet Hour in Redlands, California, and also his son, Llbn Tucker. I had a great time working there in the studio and learned so much under the direction of Al Johnson. I, to this day, have a very fond memory of him in my heart, and he actually lives not far from here. I see him every now and then. It's great to see Al and his wife, Bonnie. When I was in college, I started working at Christian radio station KSGN, which was located on the campus of what was then known as Loma Linda University La Sierra campus. It later changed to La Sierra University. I worked for KSGN for 21 years, doing all sorts of jobs, everything from being just the part-time board op all the way up through working on studio engineering, working on remote broadcast, working with the fundraising events that we had, and really enjoying my time as I served people through Christian broadcasting. I remember when I started here at Llbn, I was amazed at how many programs were produced in this relatively small studio that you see behind me. I've never ever seen a TV production facility that is this busy. On frankly such a low budget, this is a very efficient program that they have going here, producing programs that are reaching people for the Lord, and I am so happy to be part of it. I really like the fact that what I do is helping to reach others for Christ, because it is my desire that everybody know the Jesus I've come to know and the wonderful saving grace that he has available to everybody, and he gives freely to you today.
Well, there you have it. John is committed to this ministry. Well, he's not alone. We have lots of Johns here at Llbn, don't we, Gavin?
Yes, indeed. As a matter of fact, if I may seize the opportunity to say, his wife also, Lori, has done work for Llbn and gifted us with her services. For instance, all the Up Next graphics we see after the end of each program was produced by Lori Foreman. So you see here a commitment, professional commitment by the Foreman family.
Yeah, the whole family is involved. There are all kinds of things going on here throughout the week at the Loma Linda Broadcasting Network. We're working on technical challenges. We're working on new programming, and we're working on some great surprises that we're not going to tell them about just yet, are we?
Oh, well, surprise me when when you figure out what it is. I'm just kidding you, Marlon. Yes, that's the truth. There are quite a few things happening. We hope it's all good developments and improvements only to improve and enhance the ministry of Llbn.
Let's talk about one of the most faithful and long-lasting volunteers here
Let me guess.
at Llbn.
Can I guess?
You may.
All right, that must be Sterling Peter.
You, at your guess.
Did I hit it right?
Yes.
Well, that's his reputation. Sterling is a hard worker, a man who put himself last.
Tell me about Sterling.
Sterling, I tell you, I don't know where to start. Sterling would almost take a whole program to talk about him. A good man, committed. He sacrificed many of his personal time and hours to serve the ministry of Llbn. He has heart of gold. When there is a problem with Llbn, he kind of likes the technical side of things. He stays in the background as much as he can. But I tell you, this man, you can call him literally, I kid you not, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the evening, 2 o'clock in the
And the satellite
in the
companies do, don't they?
They do, and I have personally been the biggest abuser of his time. And he always saying, Gannon, don't go do it, let me do it. He invites himself to take care of these challenges. And I tell you, may the Lord bless him richly for all the service and contributions he's given to this ministry of Llbn. And fortunately with Sterling, you can't put him in front of a camera.
Oh, we can.
You did?
No, we can.
Surprise me. Are you surprising me here today?
Well, that could be one of the surprises, but that was not the one I was thinking of. Sterling is, as you can see, he's a one-man band. He set up all the studio, he taped the music and that we use all the time. He is just the go-to guy. We asked him about his commitment to the Loma Linda Broadcasting Network and why that is important. And here's what he had to say.
I like to work behind the scene, helping out a person who can deliver the message in front of the camera. There are a lot of people who can preach and deliver the God's message through all this world. I want to minister to other people that are out there that cannot, like shut-ins, people cannot go to church, or people in the hospital. I want to deliver this message to them, even though they are sick and even though they cannot come out to church. They have a mean of listening and hearing God's messages. For me, stay behind the scene and give my talent to technology is better than staying in front of the camera. I would like a person who can speak and deliver the message to God, gospel. Stay in front of the camera, but I like to be behind the scene to help that message go through all kind of devices.
Well, you can tell that sincerity and humility are watchwords when you think of Sterling Peter.
Sterling Peter I've seen tears in his eyes when he talks about the importance of sharing Jesus with the rest of the world, what it means to him. And on many, I mean, countless occasions, the man, his eyes waters when he talks about what it means to him. And I appreciate his friendship. I appreciate his involvement, and I certainly consider him as one of my immediate family members, as well as the Llbn family, which we're all one big happy family here.
Okay, well, that family extends to members around the world.
How can we keep birthing?
Well, it was you and I and Carolyn Thompson had a real burden in our heart for the Chinese.
That's right.
And the Chinese channel. And of course, the same can be said about the Arabic channel.
That's right.
Now, I don't know where and how Southern Asia got in there, but Wesley James, the
God's
director,
grace. Yeah, through God's grace, he brought us the right people in
single-handedly.
Right.
So I have to hand it to Wesley. And then now, the Latino channel.
Actually, I remember how we got Wesley. Wesley was recommended to me by one of our board members, Johnny Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Thomas said, I know a real faithful Christian man who would give his heart and soul to serve Jesus. And Johnny was not wrong in any way or shape in recommending Wesley James.
Yeah, he was stellar guy.
Yes.
Very sincere, and very honest, and very resourceful, I might add.
Yes. Very.
To run a network, from India is just an amazing accomplishment. But let's get back to the Latino channel.
Yes.
These people are a bunch of Wesley James. It's not just one,
That's true.
but there's a whole group of them. And one of the volunteers, Dr. Rossi, had something to say to our audience here on Week in Review.
Llbn listeners and supporters around the world will be pleased to know that this weekend we are starting a new Spanish program of great interest. Its name is Dialogo al Punto, Dialogue with a Point. Each week, starting this weekend, we will be interviewing a professional person who is a specialist in either health, education, missions, service, ministry. And we will provide useful information and inspiration for life. If you wish to learn more Spanish or want to listen a good program in Spanish, tune in Llbn Latino in the program Dialogo al Punto, Dialogue to the Point. And you will learn more about nutrition, about health, about education, and about your better life. Los esperamos. Tune in. Thank you.
Well, Dr. Rossi is preeminent in his field, and the Latino channel is well-to-do to have him be involved in any capacity in any way.
Oh, listen, what he is doing along with Daryl Mendel, Pablo Gonzalez, and the list of people goes on, they had provided a whole new nurturing Christian broadcasting, a voice of the gospel from North America to South America. The amount of hours and work, Dr. Rossi, along with many members of the organization, can't put anyone above anyone else. They're all equally helping each other. God used people according to their talents. And I tell you, praise God, the creator of this universe. He created this ministry. He's maintaining it. And we want to just share his glory throughout the world through people like Dr. Rossi and many, many others who are involved here at Llbn.
Well said. We're going to have more updates as they happen right here on Week in Review on the Loma Linda Broadcasting Network.